This year I want to focus on finding balance. I want to become the healthiest version of me and live in sync with my menstrual cycle. And while there is so much to focus on to bring balance into our lives, I wanted to begin with building some simple routines to really give me a solid base to start off from. These specific routines find their origin in Ayurveda. However, as you will discover, basically all of these are just general healthy habits that are pretty much recommended across the board, so not just within Ayurveda. So let's get into these healthy habits that I've started implementing into my life in order to help me find balance. Wake up early. So ideally, it is recommended to wake up at 6 a.m. or even a little bit earlier. And I will be completely honest, I don't really hit the 6 a.m. usually now that it's winter. In winter, I really do like to sleep a little bit later in, which for me usually looks like 6:30 or 7 a.m. But there are also days that I do actually get up at 6 a.m. or a little bit earlier. In the summer, I know that this is a lot easier for me, and it's easier for me to get up like 5:30, 6 a.m., which is definitely ideal when it comes to this. But just in general, trying to wake up a little bit earlier so that I have a nice early start to my morning, which is something that I personally really enjoy. First thing that I do after I wake up is scraping my tongue and brushing my teeth. Just helps me to freshen up my mouth, get rid of any morning breath, and also just kind of cleanse out any buildup that might have, build up during the night, so that I can have a nice fresh start to my day. After that, I will be drinking a warm glass of water. Now you're drinking warm water because it's easier for your body to actually use. It's not as much of a shock for your system. And you are doing this basically just to kind of rinse out your system first thing in the morning. You've had an entire night where you did not drink anything. So rehydrating your body and just giving it the fluids that it needs to have as good a start to the day as possible. If you notice that you tend to be a little bit groggy in the morning, this is also a beautiful way to actually start off your day. And you'll notice that this does have a pretty good impact in helping to wake you up, as well as just your whole system, your whole body. Then going on with a solid morning routine, bringing in some movement into your morning, preferably quite early, like right away, to really help you get going. Again, if you do notice any grogginess in the morning, this is going to be a fantastic way to kind of kickstart your day with some energy without it actually taking too much effort usually. Like just a simple morning walk can do the trick here. I always get my morning walks in because I have a dog and I need to walk her first thing in the morning. And then I also personally like to do some yoga. I'll be honest, realistically, I don't get onto my mat every single day to do my own practice, but definitely a good couple of times a week. And ideally I would like to kind of work up to like 5-6 days a week again, which I have definitely done for periods in my life. Right now it feels like it's a bit more tricky because I'm also teaching so much, so I'm already on my mat on the morning, but I do also really want to keep prioritizing my own personal practice. Then something that I think everyone should do is just taking some time for yourself in the morning. Getting some me time in right at the start of your day. This can be meditating, reading, maybe journaling, just some quiet time for you. And even if it's just 5 minutes to help you kind of center and calm down your mind, so you get a good start to your day. And this is actually something that can have a huge impact to the rest of your day. Really getting into the right mindset to start your day, if you will. For me, this usually looks like a short journal session in my 5-year diary, followed by my morning meditation, which is a little ritual that I genuinely enjoy so much. It can take 5 minutes if I only have a little bit of time. It can also take like half an hour up to like an entire hour if I want to. So do what works for you, but really just take a little bit of time for yourself to really sit with your thoughts and center your mind for the rest of your day. Alright, moving out of these specific morning rituals and routines, let's take a look at number 6 on my list, which is having your breakfast, lunch and dinner at similar times each day. I found for me Personally, getting in a routine with this is a huge help for my body, for my physical health. Like, my body knows what to expect, when to expect foods, and I've really noticed that my energy levels tend to even out throughout the day if I'm able to keep to a somewhat similar time for my breakfast, lunch and dinner each day. So maybe see if that works for you as well. And especially if you are someone who tends to forget eating, try this out. It's gonna make a difference. Like, your body needs fuel in order to get going and stay going throughout the day. Next up is moving throughout the day. So moving throughout the day, this is something that just helps to keep the blood flowing, and it's also great for pelvic health actually. We are not built to be seated all day. It is realistically what our days tend to look like for a lot of people. Now, I have the advantage of being a yoga teacher, so I'm already moving throughout my day because of that. But also for days that I'm at home a little bit more, just moving throughout the day. Like, set a timer. I actually have my Ultra Human ring that tends to remind me of this. If I've been seated for too long, I'll get a reminder on my phone, if that's near, that I should take a moment to stretch my leg, or that I should take a little movement break. And what I actually like to do is maybe take a little break to grab some tea, maybe do a little household chore like putting away the laundry or emptying the dishwasher. Just some quick little tasks that I can do like throughout the day. And two things: it keeps me moving throughout the day, which actually is a huge help for feeling a lot better in my body, as well as it helps to keep my home a little bit more tidy and a little bit more clean, which is great. So highly recommend doing that. If you don't have a fancy ring to remind you of this, I mean, it's absolutely not necessary. You can just set a reminder on your phone, like set a little alarm for maybe every hour or something to just get up, make yourself a drink, and maybe do a small little task, or just take a little walk outside, something. Just something small. It doesn't have to be big, like 5 minutes is absolutely okay, but just kind of resetting your body basically and get some movement in throughout the day. And then taking the evening to really wind down and relax. So instead of watching TV or Netflix, so instead of using your screens basically, I often will read, I may listen to an audiobook, and I also have been really enjoying meditation before bed. So those are some little things that I may do before bed instead of watching something and kind of still stimulating myself too much. I've really noticed the difference in how well I sleep depending on what I do before going to bed. Like, the best thing for me to do just before I'm going to sleep is actually meditate. It kind of is a nice way to lead my body and my mind like into the rest for the night. So that's something I really enjoy. But even just reading, and preferably a not too stimulating book, like usually if it's fiction, I don't sleep very well after that because my mind kind of tends to stay in that story for a little bit longer. You can see a little bit of tune here. But figure out what works for you. That's what works for me. And then the last one, number 9, is sleep around the same time each day. So just like we want to wake up around the same time each day, have our meals around the same time each day, also sleeping around the same time each night is going to help your body to really set into your circadian rhythm and basically get rid of any like jet lag-like feelings you may have when you tend to sleep or wake up around very different times throughout the week. It's just a little trick for your body to really settle into that routine and into a circadian rhythm to really help you just with your energy levels throughout the day, and because of that, feel more energized, feel healthier, feel just more ready to take on the day. That is what I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching this video. Also, let me know if there's any specific little routines or habits that you like to use in order to find more balance in your life. I would love to hear from you in the comments. If this was helpful, give it a thumbs up. Maybe share it with a friend if you feel like it might be helpful for them. With that, I wish you a lovely rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!